Okay, so I wanted to walk you through a case study of one of our recent projects. It's for a company called Nitti Development, and they are a real estate developer based out of Schaumburg. And they came to us looking for to have a commercial produced. And this is a narrative-based commercial, simply meaning that there's a story behind it. And so we hired actors to play the different roles of the characters. And so I'm going to walk you through our proven process for capturing your vision. It all starts with the discovery. We start with a simple intake form where we're just kind of getting basic ideas. We want to make sure that we know what your goal is for the project, if you have any aesthetic preferences, and then we walk through some of the messaging. After we have that form, then we'll schedule a 30-minute strategy call. And we use this to dive deeper into your creative direction, your goals. We talk about your ideal customer profile, who it is we're targeting, and where this video is going to live. From there, even before we sign the contract and move forward with the project, we will create a script outline giving you an idea of what the story might be, creative direction, and we'll talk about any key team members and roles who will be involved. We'll start talking about locations and maybe different actors that we might need to hire. And then from there, we'll give you a basic rough estimate of what a project like this might cost. So if everything sounds good, if you like the direction that we're going creatively and you're ready to move forward, the next step is to approve the budget, and then we finalize the agreement. Once the agreement has been finalized, then we move on to the script. This is the blueprint. This is the core for everything that we're going to be doing. So we want to make sure that you're 100% happy with the script. We make any revisions necessary until you are. And then once you sign off on the script, then we're moving on to the next phase. We will create what's called a mood board. And this is simply just a visual reference tool that shows images, colors, textures, any kind of elements that are going to establish the creative direction and the tone of the project. So this is a great way for the customer and us to be on the same page and to really understand the visual vision of the project. From there, we move on to casting. We start identifying any characters that are needed. Once we know that, then we can put out a casting call. We will review auditions together, and then we will select the best talent for the roles that are needed. Once we do that, we're moving on to what's called a tech scout, and we'll simply send out a couple of our guys to the locations that we're going to shoot at. And we just want to make sure that we have the right equipment in place, that we know what we're walking into before the day of the shoot, and so we can prepare for that. After that, we will secure equipment, any additional equipment that we may need, and props for the commercial. And so we'll just determine lighting equipment. For this particular project, they were going for a high-key beauty look. That's something that we brought to the client and kind of discussed with them, and they agreed that that would be the best look for this project. After that, we assembled our crew, and you can just see a list of our crew members here. These are the key crew members that worked on this particular commercial. We have a combined over 70 years of industry experience. So we've got a lot of experience and knowledge in producing these types of commercials. Now, once we've done all of that work up until this point, now we actually begin shooting. A lot of times customers, or even I've seen other production companies, want to rush to get to this point. And you really need to make sure that you have everything aligned, and you really want to make sure that everyone's on the same page. So going into this day, we know exactly what we want to get, and the client also knows exactly what they're going to get. So we had 2 days of shooting on this one. Day one was the main dialogue and acting scenes, and that was a 10-hour day with the entire cast and crew. And then the second day is what's called a pickup day. We also did some drone work. So a pickup is just any additional shots that we decided that we wanted to get after day one, and then all of the drone work. So just with a select cast and crew. This is just a behind the scenes. You can see some of the work that goes into producing these commercials, the care that we put into it, the equipment that's needed, all that kind of stuff. And then once we have it in the can, as they say, once we've finished shooting the spot, then we move into post-production. And we start with what's called a rough cut. This is just a very rough edit of the storyline, the structure. We want to make sure that things are working for both us and for the client. And once we get approval, just kind of on that rough cut and have a better direction from the customer, then we move into recording the voiceover, putting that in, and adding music. And then after that, we're generating titles and graphics. And once we have a more refined version of the project, we typically include 2 to 3 revisions. And so that's included in every edit, and we polish it, make sure that you're 100% happy with the commercial. And then depending on the project, we'll deliver it electronically, or we may be uploading it directly to our customers' social media channels, website, whatever that may be. And then that's it. So the results, with just 2 pages of script, we created 9 unique pieces of content. And you can see the commercial was shot 16 by 9, the standard ratio there, which you can see a couple frames from. But we also made sure that it was optimized for social media. So there's a couple Instagram reels that you can see there that we created. And so, yeah, our whole approach is to maximize our customers' budget as much as possible to get as much value out of a shoot that we can. And we've got a little thank you here from Anna from the Nitti team, saying it was a pleasure working with this entire team. Thank you. And we just really like to make sure that it's a great experience from start to finish. And we want to make sure that you are 100% satisfied with what we do. So I hope this was helpful, and have a good day.